Good morning. Happy Thursday. Oh, I have a frog in my throat. I don't know if anybody is on right now because it's really, really early, but I wanted to post this IGTV. I wanted to go live and I'll save it as an IGTV if Instagram lets me. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how I am actively using my Nourished and Free method to lose the weight that I gained this year. So this is something that I haven't talked about too much on here just because I always want to provide value for you guys and teach you guys my methods and my strategies and hopefully inspire you and simplify living a healthy lifestyle. But posted some polls a couple days ago, and a lot of you guys wanted to know where I'm at right now with my own health journey, because I talk about my past a lot with binge eating and going up and down and doing restrictive diets and then overdoing it with binge eating and just all of the things that I've personally gone through with food. And so I wanted to share with you guys how I am actually actively trying to lose weight. Yes, I do have a weight loss goal right now this year with my Nourished and Free strategy. So I want to start with just saying that 2020 has been a pretty rough year. Let's just all be in agreement with that. And in March, when quarantine started, I was at my lowest weight ever, and I was actually recovering from my nose surgery right here. And I had lost a lot of weight, not in a good way, because I could barely eat after my surgery. My whole face hurt when I chewed. It was really, really bad. And so quarantine started with me being at my lowest weight, but it wasn't very healthy. And I was trying to actually gain weight because of, it was post-surgery weight loss, not like healthy weight loss at all. And so when quarantine started, I work in healthcare. I'm a dietitian, and it was something that it never crossed my mind that I would be working through a pandemic, that I would be working through something like this. I was having to get to work at 3 a.m. to screen patients because we're still screening patients every morning with their temperatures and how they're feeling and screening for symptoms. I work with a very high risk population. So they're all, they have kidney failure. They're one of the high risk populations of dying from COVID. So that was my start of quarantine, is that I had to go to work at 3 a.m. My husband was working from home all of a sudden. Schools were closed, so he was watching the girls while working from home. And I gained weight. I was stress eating. I was going to the 7-Eleven across the street from my work and grabbing snacks during work. And I was doing all of the things that I thought that I had gotten over with my own Nourished and Free journey. And I actually gained quite a bit of weight this year. And it was really hard for me because it was something that I thought that I could, tough it out during 2020, tough it out during quarantine and COVID. But this year was really, really rough. And so I gained a lot of weight at the beginning of quarantine. And around midsummer was when I was like, okay, we need to rein it back in. This is affecting and it's not just about the number on the scale. It's about how I was showing up at home. It's about how I was mothering my children, interacting with my husband, my lack of confidence, my mood swings from sugar highs and lows, and just feeling very sluggish in my body. And I didn't want to feel that way anymore. I didn't want to feel unhealthy. And that's something that I think we often overlook. We see food as just, is that going to make me gain weight or is that going to make me lose weight? But we don't think about, is this giving me health? Is this going to help prevent diabetes, prevent hypertension, prevent heart disease? Is this going to, help my skin clear up? Is this going to help my digestion feel better? How's my body going to react to this food? We just see food as just, is it going to make me gain weight or lose weight? And I just felt very unhealthy. And so even though I was frustrated with the weight that I gained, I decided, just like I tell my clients, this is basically how I'm clienting myself, to just put that on the back burner and focus on my habits. Just like I tell my clients, focus on the habits that are going to get me where I want to go. And so I got curious about why I started stress eating. And again, the 3 a.m. wake ups and all of that. And I will say, I worked out every single day during this whole situation. I was working out 99% every single day. So that just goes to show that working out is not going to make you lose weight. It's food. Food is where it's at, you guys. And I actually have a certificate in adult weight management. I got certified. I studied people who have lost weight for over the years. I sifted through the research, and the number one thing is that food helped them lose the weight. Nutrition is what helps you lose the weight. Working out helps you keep the weight off. And it's just an added healthy habit to add into your routine, but you don't need to work out to lose weight. So I was working out every day, but I still gained quite a bit of weight. And so I started to basically treat myself as a client. I stopped guilting just like I talk about. I stopped shaming myself and I started getting curious, and then I started empowering myself with tools that I know help me thrive, forgetting about the weight loss at the beginning and just focusing on the tools and the habits and the strategies. So the number one thing that I did is I started adding healthy food back in. So if my husband wanted to order pizza or my parents wanted to order pizza, I would make a salad. If we were gonna have chicken and rice, I would add in some cauliflower rice to the rice just to bulk up the veggies. I was adding in healthy food. That was the first thing I did. Secondly, I made a goal to have a salad a day. And this really, really helped me because it was a way to get so many greens and vegetables in. I tried different dressings, different toppings, and I know I've been sharing my salad a days on Instagram. That's how it kind of started. Back in August, I started having a salad a day. And then, sorry, I'm a little stuffy today. Hopefully I'm not sick. I made sure to not calorie count. And this is something that everyone is different with their relationship with calorie counting. But I will say, since I started kind of nourished and freeing myself in midsummer, I've lost 12 pounds. I've lost 12 pounds since like beginning of August, July, August. And I have not counted a calorie. I have not kept track in my fitness pal. I've not done anything like that. And I have never said no to going out for chips and salsa. So if my husband wants to go to El Torito or my mom wants to go to downtown Disney and have chips and salsa, I've never said no to my favorite foods. Unless I was actually full. So I will preface that where there is freedom to say yes and no. There's times I've said no to ice cream if my husband wants to go get ice cream just because I'm full. And I know that I don't really want to eat ice cream because I'm full, but there's times that I've said yes. And that's the beauty of Nourished and Free. And this is why I wanted to talk about this. It's hard to talk about because it's kind of embarrassing that as a dietitian, I gained weight this year and I stress ate and all of those things that did not help my stress at all. Let me just say, stress eating Kit Kats did not help COVID go away and did not end the pandemic or anything like that. So I said yes to my favorite foods like chips and salsa, but I also said yes to the healthy, nourishing foods that I know help my body thrive. And that's what Nourished and Free is all about. And I talk about food freedom a lot. And for me, food freedom is being free of food ruling over you, free of overeating, free of stress eating, free of being consumed with food and over consuming food and trying to figure out where you're going to get your next fix, going through the fast food, feeling just completely consumed with unhealthy food. That's freedom. For me, freedom is letting go of that obsession with food that I have and that I know has been with me since I was 13 years old. So the whole point of this video is to share with you guys that I am using my own strategies and my own tips and how I treat clients. I am treating myself for the past few months, and I have lost 12 pounds doing that without counting a calorie, without ever going to bed hungry, without ever feeling restricted or like I can't eat something or pouting in the corner while everyone else is eating something. I mean, even down to two days ago, I went over to my parents' house for dinner with the girls. They wanted to order pizza, so I raided my mom's fridge. I made a salad. I had 2 slices of pizza and salad versus 4 or 5 slices of pizza. So it's something that I'm practicing each and every day. And that's what Nourished and Free is about. It's about learning the skill of nourishing your body and taking care of yourself and getting to a place where you're confident in your habits and you're confident in your skin and you're just thriving and you feel energetic. And yes, I still have down days. I still have days where I'm tired or the babies didn't sleep well. And this doesn't mean that everything goes perfectly all of a sudden. But when life is going crazy, at least let's take care of our body so that we can show up for our life. And that's something one of my newest clients said a couple weeks ago when we started. She said, I just feel like I'm not showing up for my life. I feel like I'm sluggish, I'm tired, and I'm not showing up for my day-to-day, everyday life. And that's what I was feeling from like March to July, March to like beginning of August. I just felt like I was just going through the motions, waking up at 2 o'clock to get to work at 3, and just feeling so run down and tired and just turning to food instead of turning to what I know will help my body thrive. And so just as an encouragement to you is that everyone struggles. Everyone struggles with food. Everyone struggles with stress eating. You are never going to get to a point where you're perfect. But if we're constantly growing, getting curious, and tweaking and improving our habits each and every day, that's really all we can ask for, right? That's like the best way to get nourished and free is to get curious about your habits and think about how you can build on your habits. And so I took all of the strategies that I teach my clients, freedom to say yes and freedom to say no, adding vegetables to every meal. Think about foods that you can add to your plate, keeping meals simple. That's why I make our freaking chicken verde every week in the Instant Pot because it's simple. We always have what we need on hand for it and I don't have to think about it. And so simplify these healthy habits for you guys and I promise you the weight will take care of itself. And this is what I tell my clients. I know what it's like to have weight loss goals. I still have a couple vanity pounds that I want to lose and I'm still trying to lose that weight that I gained this year. Let me tell you, we gain weight really fast, and then it takes a while to lose weight, but you have to be patient. This is something that's been like 3 months that I've been working on. You have to be patient. I've lost 12 pounds in 3 months. And if I had just stopped after that first month, be like, I only lost 4 pounds, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere. I wouldn't have kept going. I wouldn't have kept seeing what the following months have to offer. And I wouldn't have felt empowered in these habits that I've changed and in these mindset shifts that I've gone back to. With Nourished and Free, it's always there for you. The tools, the tactics, the strategies, it's always there for you. Once you learn the skill of eating nourished and free, at living a life of being nourished and free, it's always there. It's always there. And so that's what I decided to do. I was like, you know what? I have like 9 clients right now that I'm working with, amazing women that I'm working with. Why don't I just do that to myself? And I did. And I've lost weight, and I feel more, in control in a good way of my food choices and my habits. I feel empowered going into my day and proactive going into my day, instead of reacting to the pandemic, reacting to work, reacting to, something that Emma does, my 3-year-old toddler tantrum situations. Like, instead of reacting, I feel like I'm being proactive. And I think it's funny. Our food affects so much of how we show up in our day-to-day life. It affects our mood, it affects our skin, it affects our sleep, it affects so much more than we think it does. And we like to not think it has those effects because we don't want to feel guilted or shamed about what we're eating. But it's not about guilt and shame. It's about getting curious. Like I'm saying, getting curious about what helps you thrive and what helps you feel good, and being future focused. So I know I'm dropping a lot of like tips in this video. You might want to watch it again from the beginning and take notes. Getting future focus. So instead of living in the moment, which I was doing earlier this year, well, like, this sucks, everything's closed down, Disneyland is closed, and I don't know when it's going to open again. Let me eat like a family-sized bag of Kit Kat. That was not very future focused. That was very like momentary. How can I make myself feel better now, only to feel like crap later? And so get curious about your habits, become future focused. What would future you be proud of that you did today? What would tomorrow waking up what would you be proud of tomorrow morning that you did today? I know for me, I would be proud if I nourished my body well. I'd be proud if I didn't stress eat chocolate. I'd be proud if I was present with my girls instead of just feeling tired and sluggish on the couch. All of those things are impacted by how we nourish ourselves. And so that's what I did this year. That's how I am actively losing weight using my own Nourished and Free method that I developed years ago. I think actually November, it'll be 5 years ago, because I still remember waking up December 1st being like, I am done following diets. I'm done. I'm just going to go to the store. I remember December 1st, I'll tell you guys, December 1st, 2015, I called off work because I'd binged the night before and I felt like crap. I went to the store a few hours later after my stomach had settled, just being honest, TMI. Yeah, it affects your digestion big time when you're not taking care of your body. I went to the store and I just got a ton of vegetables. I got beans, lentils, I got ground chicken. I remember just getting tons of vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, whole grains. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to focus on all the foods that I'm able to eat that nourish my body and that increase my health, instead of just focusing on what I can't have. And that's when it started. December 1st, 2015 is when I started developing the Nourished and Free method, because I myself was struggling. And that's what I want. That's what I always tell a new client that starts with me. I tell them, you have to be honest with me, because whatever you've done, I've probably done worse. I tell my husband, about my past and things that I've eaten, and he's like, I cannot believe you were able to put that much food in your body. That's how bad it was. That's how much I was hurting myself with food. And I finally started thinking of, how can I use food to serve myself and to nourish myself instead of just hurt myself? How can I use food for my good instead of for my detriment? And that was a big reason why I even became a dietitian to begin with, is I wanted to learn how to use this food that God created, that grows from the ground, that's a healthy whole food. How can I use it for my good instead of using food to hurt myself? And so that's how it started years and years ago, 5 years ago. That's how it started. And that's how I'm still using my own methods today, because with every life change has come a setback, but has only let me recenter myself and move forward. Setbacks are a huge opportunity for growth. Do not downplay a setback, because that just is setting you up to grow. That's what I believe about setbacks, is it's only setting you up to propel forward. So with every baby I've had, with getting married, with buying a house, with moving, and now with this, with what happened this year with 2020, there's always been a setback that has allowed me to grow and just turn back to my Nourished and Free method, and allowed myself to grow and move forward and propel with new habits and new mindset and a renewed sense of just strength, that I can do this and that you can do this too. And that's what I always tell my clients, is you can do more than you think you can. And the more you tell yourself, I'll always stress eat, I'll never be able to wake up early, that's just who I am, I can't lose weight, that's just who I am, that's going to become your truth. And so I wanted to share this with you guys. So that's what I'm actively doing right now. My health goals right now are still to lose a few of the pounds that I gained this year. I am still working out every day because it helps my mental health more than anything else. I do want to build muscle. That's something that I'm going to be focusing on more too. I am a personal trainer, so I'm going to be kind of focusing on muscle building workouts I'm going to create for myself, and if they work, I'll I might make them available to all of you guys. Those are some of my goals right now, is to not stress eat because it never helps you feel better. Let me be honest, it never fixes what you're actually stressed about. Sick kids, 2020, there's a war in my homeland right now. Stress eating never fixes any of those things. I'm focusing on adding a salad a day. I'm focusing on, keeping track of what I eat. So this is something that I teach my clients. I teach them my own system of how to track food without calories, without points, without tracking your carb grams or anything like that. It's my own way of tracking my food, which I've done for over 5 years now, which helps you add intentionality to your day. And so this is something that has been on my mind to share for a while, but I've been worried because I know that it's vulnerable to talk about these things. But I just wanted to present it to you guys and to share it with you guys, because I feel that it's so important to know that you are not alone if you've struggled this year. You are not alone in your struggles with food or weight or confidence or mindset. You are not alone. And this is why I'm so passionate about what I do as a dietitian, because I want to empower you that you can make these changes too. And Nourished and Free isn't about being perfect. It's about learning how to nourish your body and being free of the things that have held you back, but from becoming the woman that you were meant to be, and becoming free of the chains that you've been tied down to for years. So that's where I'm at. That's how I'm using my own method this year to lose the weight that I gained earlier this year, and to just empower myself again with the Nourished and Free mindset and Nourished and Free method. And remember, I am still taking on 3 more clients this year. These are the last few spots that are open until next year. And so if this video resonated with you, if you relate to anything that I say and you're just like, oh girl, me too, apply for my coaching. This is exactly how I walk through my clients in my coaching strategy to empower their mindset to be free of food anxiety, overeating, stress eating, all of those things that hold us back. Thank you, Amy. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. And that's why I share. I've gotten so many people being like, how can you share that for the whole world to know that like you struggle with that? It's because I don't want women to feel alone. I felt alone for years. I felt like I was the only one who struggled with food. I felt like I was the only one who dealt with what I dealt with. And the more I started sharing about it, the more women started reaching out and being like, oh my gosh, me too. Oh my gosh, me too. I thought I was the only one. And so if it embarrasses me, fine. If it's like airing out my dirty laundry for the world to see, fine. Because I know that at least one person watching this now is just like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that struggles, and there is a way out. So again, if you want to know more about my Nourished and Free coaching method, apply through the link in my profile. I will get in touch with you, because it's been hitting me afresh, like doing it to myself this year. And I just know that these habits are something that you can stick to long term, and that will really renew your mind and help you learn the Nourished and Free way. So anyways, I gotta go figure out a Halloween costume to wear to work, because I totally forgot we're supposed to dress up today. And I think all I have is my Kobe jersey, which is fine, because yeah, let's not talk about this year anymore. Let's just move on. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a good Thursday morning. Comment below if this resonated with you, if anything spoke to you. And thank you so much for listening. And I hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.